Okay, guys, it's a little after midnight. My name's Eddie Corona. I am the author of a few books. Gotta wear my COVID mask. I have a few readings. I usually do this in 10-minute chunks or less. At least that's my ideal. Um, so let's just get into it and I'll explain probably outside. Okay, this one, real quick, right in here. I don't have a bound version because it's a writing in progress and I've given all my versions out. But I'm talking about the Far Side right here, a cartoon I used to be a fan of. Roy Thurman studied everything Donovan did, so he collected Far Side comics. I've gone through them. One of the funniest ones is when Lewis and Clark are heading west. I have the panel in front of me. One of them is writing July 2nd, 1805. Okay, right there, July 2nd, 1805. Well, the cur did it again today. While walking behind me, he stepped on the heel of my shoe, causing my foot to come out. The frequency of this occurrence has made me begin to doubt its accidental nature. Okay, this is a work in progress blunder. I have concepts of erotomania and hyriath. Hyriath is longing for a home you can't return to, and these are just, reminders and stuff like that. So I've written Thermite. Zoton was my first one in 2003. Kiribati. We're going to do some readings from Cretins. I hope I get through this. Open up my laptop so I can remember, see where it says wonderful, Kashmir. So we're going to do a few readings from Cretins. I've marked a few places right here. Let's go to page 20. According to that, this one is a different size font, so I have it highlighted. Right here. A few years later, Dorian Sampson would watch a monologue from comedian Dane Cook on Saturday Night Live. I saw a young boy eating an ice cream cone. I smashed it in his face. That kid's going to remember me when he's 50, So, I'm kind of... this story takes place back in 2001, going, Anyhow, now at the end of the book, they say write what you know, and that's what I've done my best. So I got a few different places highlighted on this page. The Pied Piper phenomenon. George Steinbrenner has this going on. I'm skipping around a little bit. And this is Roy Thurman, the one I was talking about over here. He's talking to Donovan, the protagonist. Do you remember Zola Budd? And then, stuff goes on, etc. Zola Budd was a total nobody until she tripped Mary Decker Slaney during the 1984 Olympics. And then he talks about Sam Mildner. I hope somebody knows who Sam Mildner is out there. Okay, now let's go to the middle one. I hope it didn't fall out. Otherwise, we'll have to go to the computer because I have it on the computer right there. At the very bottom of the page, talking about Blazing Saddles. Let's see here. Nelson Mandela, Thomas Jefferson, etc. This is not... Oh, no. Okay, we're going to have to go here to read it. We're just going to have to read it from here. Okay? You just have to trust me on this, because when I open up the book, I don't know, I think the marker fell out, but it's okay. And then I got to deal with this real quick. And we're already at 5 minutes, but that's okay. I haven't posted anything to my Brick Jayne YouTube channel, which is my author channel, since around Thanksgiving. So it's been a few months, but I might do that now. And this thing, oh man, this thing's doing that. So let's see if I can find it. Quicksand. So we'll talk about quicksand. You know, these are tropes. Okay. Social dynamics, zigzwang. Oh wow, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I had these marked just so. Okay, let me put the camera right here for now. Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Okay, so what we're looking at here, you know, I'll go ahead and read it. Wonderful Cashmere. Desmond took another one of Dorian's pieces. It's a physicist and a biologist. They're middle school teachers, and they're playing chess at Starbucks. Is what's going on here. Look around, Desmond. The weather was good, and young people walked in and out of Starbucks. I'm a biologist, so I'm sensitive to this more than most. Migration patterns. Emily and Vance hit it off because she knows replacement theory. As a sociologist, it's called white flight. There are fewer and fewer of us. This is in Southern California, by the way, where they're at. In a few short years, everything has turned brown. See, they're talking about Cashmere, a lyric from Cashmere. It's kind of blurry, but when I was up at Big Bear, I quoted Nietzsche. Turns out John Leonard, our host, was a fan. Species do not evolve to perfection, but quite the contrary. The weak, in fact, always prevail over the strong. Desmond Severance had an insight. Blah, blah, blah. Skip that. The contrarians believe it is, you know. In Europe, they call this phenomenon Eurabia. See Eurabia right there. So I hit some taboo stuff. I try to do it with tact. And I have my reasons. I'm going to go out to my van. So I have a few minutes. I have a few minutes here. And I wear my COVID mask. I have a few COVID masks now. Right now it's April. And it's past midnight, so technically it's the 18th. On the 19th, that will be 4 months that I've been living at this place in Seattle. I've moved from Southern California to Seattle. We're going to go to the Dragons game from the XFL. But the COVID thing happened and the season was canceled. So let me go outside. Alright. Let me close this. Oh, this is important right here. When you close the door, you twist the knob and you barely make any noise. See that? There's a little light right here. Let's turn this on. Hooks and stairs. These are slip-ons. Alright. Okay, turn off the light. And then let's go outside. I like to go to the van when I'm on the phone. The walls in there are paper thin. And that's what we're kind of talking about here, though. That's what this whole thing's about. This is 10 minutes. In one more minute, it's going to be 10 minutes. So I just got to get to the van real quick and kind of explain myself, because I got to explain what I was talking about in there, why I read those passages in particular. Okay, there's my van. I just opened it remotely. Okay, I'm going to try to let this rip. Now. Okay, the fucking thing is, it's going to turn off right there. The whole fucking thing is, my roommate's slamming doors, and the Lewis and Clark is about, I think he's stepping on my shoe intentionally, and I'm trying to be humorous. Now, I moved here in mid-December, and right now it's mid-April, so 4 months. And I didn't have to deal with my roommate a whole lot once I started working, You know, I didn't try to work during the holidays, during Christmas, New Year's, and all that. I started working in January, and it was a graveyard shift. And this guy was working a day shift, so we hardly saw each other, so there was no problem. Now, I worked at the place I was at for a couple of months, and then this whole COVID thing changed the economy, and my shift was eliminated. And before I stopped working, this guy stopped working. So we're all home. Everyone in this neighborhood, everyone on this planet, basically, everyone's home a lot more than they usually are. And from day one, this guy is fucking loud, man. Very goddamn loud with slamming doors. And I've talked to him about it twice now. And the first time, he kind of got a little scared even, and very apologetic. And he's like, yeah, I'll buy some pads for the door, which he's never done. He's never put them on, right? Now, my whole thing is this, is in my book, Thermite, I talk about propensity. And I said, you write what you know. And this is what I know. This was going on in California. The migration patterns and the demographic change and all that. And it was from the perspective of a biologist, Dorian Sampson, in the book. But this is a real thing. I've moved to Seattle, and this world has changed, and that's just the God honest truth. You know, the first job I had, there was one white guy on the shift, and this is the way it was in Southern California, by the way. Okay, there's one white guy, and turns out he died, actually, a month or two down the road. He was only there for like a week while I was there. My supervisor was Asian, and basically there was no white people that were doing the, you know, regular work. In my place right here, I found this place on a Craigslist. There's no white people in there. My current job, I just started a job a couple of days ago. Yeah, there's actually some white people there, and it feels like going through a time warp because this has not happened since the 90s in my life, where it's actually balanced. The workforce is actually kind of balanced. Now, the whole thing is this guy is fucking pissing me off. Because I'm not going to tell him. I told him once, like I said, when he got scared. And then he fucking did it again. So I came out of my room and I was mad. I'm trying to control myself. I go, hey, did you buy those pads or what? Yeah, I'll put them on. And he never did. And it's a daily thing, though. It's a daily thing where this guy's home all day. I'm home all day. So we sleep irregular patterns. And sometimes I could hear him. If I'm already awake, I could, the walls are a little thin or whatever. I could hear him, like, meaning to slowly close his door. But that's not really the rule. It's the exceptions of the rule. This is coming on 15 minutes. But my whole thing about, hey, Dane Cook had that thing. Hey, you're going to remember me when you're 50, This kind of crap was going on at the last warehouse I worked, where people were dropping pallets, and it's the minority of them. It's the minority of the people. One guy, he was at the time clock. I clocked in, and since I didn't say anything to him and acknowledge his existence, he said some expletive thing, and that I'm not, it's just psychotic. This thing is psychotic. I talked about Zola Bud, where somebody's claim to fame is screwing with someone that's, famous or popular or whatever. And this is a steady freaking thing. So I'm going to start posting some videos. I'm going to start posting some videos where today it finally got on my nerves. When I was on my way home from work today, I was exhausted. I'm like, okay, I could take a nap when I get home. And then that quiet voice in your head says, no, you can't. That fucker's going to start making noise on purpose or some shit, And sure enough, I got home and he wasn't here yet. But then when he finally got home, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to film this. I'm going to film this now, man. And I got one of the slams when he went to the restroom. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking enough. And it's even fucking louder when he went in his room, I was showing you, okay, you could close the door, and make it quiet, or you could regularly close the door, which is not loud, or you could do the slam, you know. So it just sucks. It just sucks being part of this fucking pattern. This is over 15 minutes, and I hope this uploads because not all my channels take the longer videos. I might have to edit something somewhere, which I like to just go from the cuff, right? So it's April 18th. The COVID thing's going on. I'm out here trying to be the best guy I can, and you know, still have a few writing projects. So hey, thank you guys for being out there and listening. All right, talk to you later, man.